university. The university is a large and sophisticated place. We've got 150,000 alumni. We've got supporters in lots of different industries and businesses. And I think our role is to actually create a philanthropic environment which is engaging both for the student body, the research body, but also doing relevant things back into all of the communities, whether it's here in the Illawarra or anywhere else where URW touches down.
The Transforming Future Scholarship Program has been absolutely amazing. Without it, I wouldn't have been able to dedicate to my volunteering as well as my studies, so it gives us the capacity to follow those passions that we really want to.
So my scholarship was truly transformative. I was in a position where if I was going to continue to apply myself at the level that was necessary to succeed in my studies, I was going to have to take on extra part-time work, and I think that really would have been quite overwhelming and too much for me. So the scholarship allowed me to just focus on my studies, and I was quite successful in doing that. I was ranked second in my year for that year that I received the scholarship, and it set me up to get a first-class honours, ultimately study a PhD.
Having worked at UOW for quite some time now in the student accommodation space, I actually see firsthand the barriers that students face. Many really talented and motivated students just can't even consider coming to university, or they actually have to drop out because they just don't have the financial means to support themselves. So having some sort of financial support, what that actually does is free them up to not actually have to stress on everything else, and they can just focus on what they need to do to get through their course. That to me is really, really rewarding.
Coming back to university as a mature age student, it was finances were a major consideration. I was a single mother with 2 children and caring for my parents at that time. Just the ability to be able to relax a little bit and not worry about the finances and consider more about actually going to uni and getting good marks.
People are struggling, and if these small increments that we can make will help someone make a difference in their life, take the pressure off. We don't know who's going to benefit from this, and that's the whole point, but long term we might just get a great teacher, we might get a great nurse.
I'm hoping for those students that the transformation is actually a route into the workforce and gainful employment that they couldn't have imagined, and that we've actually created something for them beyond their sense of self.
Being able to support a student at the University of Wollongong is an interesting and very worthwhile philanthropic activity. Well, we each year try to catch up with the student who's a recipient of our scholarship and see how they're going. And we've been very pleased in the last few years to have seen the students progress, go on to employment or to engagement in other areas of the community.
And it gave me the opportunity to share my story and work out my why. As I work through my uni degree and life, my main areas that I want to help in is education, suicide prevention, DV and intergenerational trauma.
This cause for me is very important to support our UOW community. Last year my partner passed away, and I was very heavily supported by the community, and I find it very important to give back because of that. So for me it's a very personal issue for me to give back and potentially see students thrive with choices that they weren't normally able to make.
In the sort of medium term, all of my effort at the moment goes towards the development of some novel anti-metastatic cancer drugs that we're hoping to find a use in locally advanced pancreatic cancer.
I hope that through my nursing degree I'll actually be able to give back to the community, specifically with people living with dementia, because that is my interest. So whether that be more post-research or actually caring for someone on one-on-one basis.
I'm studying law at university, so I can actually attend the issues in our community at a legislative level to ensure that there's protections and mitigation standards which can ensure that they don't come back again.
Well, to the donors, it's obvious, it's thank you, because it's the gratitude. You only have to see at an event like the one we've had today, the joy in those students and the change in their circumstances. And none of that would be possible without the donors and their thoughtfulness. So to all of them, thank you very much, because if there's a simple way of making a difference to people's lives, this particular scholarship fund is one of the most direct routes, because it's an immediate impact.